The chief exports of Poland are all species of grain, hemp, flax, cattle, masts, planks, timber for shipbuilding, pitch and tar, honey, wax, tallow, potash and leather. Its imports are foreign wines, cloths, stuffs, manufactured silks and cotton, fine linen, hardware, tin, copper, silver and gold, glassware, furs, etc. From the various productions and great fertility of Poland, its trade might be carried to a considerable height, but the following causes tend to suppress the spirit of commerce. 1. The nobles are degraded if they engage in any kind of traffic. 2. The burghers of the large towns are not sufficiently rich to establish any manufactures, and either through want of industry or through dread of excessive extortions from the principal nobility, leave almost all the retail trade in the hands of foreigners and Jews. The inhabitants of the small towns, who are exposed to greater oppressions, are still more disqualified from pursuing any branch of commerce. 3. The peasants, being slaves and the property of their master, cannot retire from the place of their nativity without his consent. John Albert, observing that commerce could never flourish while this restriction subsisted, enacted that one peasant in a family should be permitted to quit his village either for the purpose of trade or literature. But the clause by which they were enjoined to obtain the consent of the lord frustrated the purpose of this excellent law and rendered it nugatory. As the Poles are obliged to draw from foreign countries the greatest part of the manufactured goods necessary for their interior consumption, the specie which is exported exceeds the imported more than 20 million Polish florins, which is equal to £555,555 sterling. Poland has been called the granary of the North, an appellation which it seems to deserve rather from its former than from its present fertility, for its lands not being sufficiently cultivated, as well on account of the slavery of the peasants, as the unequal distribution of property. The exportation of corn is by no means answerable to the general nature of the soil or the extent of its provinces, which, if properly improved, would be capable of supplying half Europe with grain. Several palatinates in Poland, and more particularly Podolia and Kiovia, are extremely adapted to the production of grain. Though many parts of these provinces remain uncultivated, yet the portion which is in tillage yields a greater supply than is necessary for the consumption of the inhabitants. The only method of employing the overplus is to extract from it a spirituous liquor. But an ingenious Polish author has shown that the provinces in question might undoubtedly send their grain down the Dniester through Turkish Moldavia and open an intercourse with the ports of the Black Sea. This project was formerly in agitation.